Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Gaur Bhaktivinoda. It's been a while since I've been able to read from the Chaitanya Bhagavata, so we're starting on the Madhya-Khanda, and that is chapter 1, description of the Sankirtan movement's beginning. Jai, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And this is the Chaitanya Bhagavata of Vrndavana Thakur. So, here we go. Text 1. I offer my respectful obeisances to the two fathers of the Sankirtan movement, whose long arms reach to their knees, who are splendid like gold, whose large eyes are lotus flowers, who are the maintainers of the worlds, the best of the Brahmins, and the protectors of the Yugadharma, the religion of the age, who bring happiness to the people of the world, and who have come to this place because they are very merciful. O Lord, who exists eternally in the three phases of time, O Son of Jagannath Mishra, O Lord, accompanied by your servants, sons and wives, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Glory, glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, the King of the Brahmins and the maintainer of the worlds. Glory to the Vaishnavas, who are very dear to Lord Chaitanya. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, the saintly protector of the true religion. And glory to Lord Chaitanya, whose handsome form is wrapped in the activities of Sankirtan. Glory to he who is the friend, wealth, and life of Nityananda. Glory to he who is the abode of spiritual love for Advaita and Gadadhar. Glory to he who is very affectionate to Jagadananda, and glory to he who is the heart of Rakeshwar and Kashishwar. Glory to he who is the master of Srivas and other dear friends. O Lord, please place your glance of mercy on the conditioned souls. The words of this Madhya-Khanda are like a stream of nectar. When one hears these words, the darkness in the heart dies. O my brother, with a single heart, please hear these words of the Madhya-Khanda, words that describe the beginning of the Sankirtan movement. The towns of Nadia were all filled with the news of Lord Chaitanya's return from Gaya. The Lord's kinsmen ran to accompany him home. Some walked ahead, others alongside him, and others behind. The Lord spoke appropriately with everyone. Gazing at Lord Chaitanya, everyone was joyful. Walking ahead of him, they brought him home. To them all, Lord Chaitanya described his pilgrimage. The Lord said, "It is only the blessings of you all that I, after seeing the land of Gaya, returned here without any trouble." The Lord was very humble as he spoke. Seeing the Lord's humbleness, everyone became pleased. Some placed their hands on the Lord's head and declared, "May you live long." Others placed their hands on the Lord's different limbs and chanted mantras. Others, placing their hands on the Lord's chest, gave the blessing, "May Lord Krishna, who delights Goddess Sitala, be merciful to you." Gazing at her son, joyful and fortunate, Sachi was not aware of anything but him. Bliss arose among Goddess Lakshmi's kinsmen. Gazing at her husband's face, Lakshmi felt her sufferings run far away. All the Vaishnavas were very happy. At that moment, they all came to see the Lord. The Lord humbly spoke with everyone. Then, taking their permission, he retired to his own room. Taking with him 2 or 4 Vaishnavas, there he sat down to talk confidentially. The Lord said, "O my friends, please listen to what I say. I saw many wonders of Lord Krishna. When I first entered Gaya, I at once heard something auspicious. Thousands and thousands of Brahmins were chanting the Vedas, and someone said to me, Look at this place made sacred by the water that washed Lord Vishnu's feet. In ancient times, Lord Krishna came to Gaya, stopped in this place, and he washed his feet. Touching the water from the Lord's feet, the Ganga has become glorious. Shiva holds this water on his head. He knows the spiritual truth about the water from the Lord's feet. This place is holy by the power of that water that washed the Lord's feet. This is why the place is known as Padodika Tirtha, the place made holy by the water that washed the Lord's feet in this world. When he spoke the name of the place, sacred because of the Lord's lotus feet, Lord Chaitanya shed incessant tears from his lotus eyes. At the end, the Lord became very restless, repeating the word Krishna. He wept again and again. The Lord sighed and said, Krishna, Krishna. His tears of love could have filled a forest of flowers. The hairs of his body stood erect. The Lord could not stay still. He trembled violently. Sriman Pandit and the other devotees gazed at the Lord as he shed wonderful tears of love for Lord Krishna. From his eyes, the Lord shed a flood of tears that filled the four directions. It was as if the Ganga had suddenly descended to that place. Struck with wonder, everyone thought in his heart, I've never seen anything like this. Lord Krishna must be very merciful to me, that these ecstatic symptoms now walk on the pathway of my eyes. After some moments, the Lord returned to external consciousness. At the end, he spoke to everyone. The Lord said, My friends, please return to your homes. I wish that tomorrow you will all return. Then in a secluded place I will describe to you my unhappiness. Tomorrow, hurry up to Suklambar Brahmachari's house and bring Sadashiva with you. Speaking gracefully, everyone took their leave, and Lord Chaitanya stayed in his room. Now Lord Chaitanya thought of Krishna. Mostly he was in the mood of separation from Krishna. Mother Sachi had no power to understand her son's activities. Still, whenever she saw her son, she was very happy. Mother Sachi looked at her son. He called out, Krishna, Krishna, and wept. The house was flooded with tears. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Overcome with love, the Lord called out these words again and again. Mother Sachi did not know why her son had changed. With folded hands, she took shelter of Lord Krishna. Now Lord Chaitanya was beginning to reveal his true nature. Now the limitless universes became joyful. Hearing the words, Lord Chaitanya has begun to shower the nectar of love for Krishna, the Vaishnavas came to see the Lord. The Lord said to them, Tomorrow, please gather at Suklambar's house. There I will sit down in a secluded room and tell you of my sufferings. Seeing Lord Chaitanya's wonderful love for Krishna, Sriman Pandit became filled with joy. The next morning at dawn, the devotees got dressed and happily went to pick flowers. At Srivasa's home there was a jasmine vine that was actually a Kalpalata vine descended to this world. The Vaishnavas had no power to empty it of flowers. It always had the same number of flowers at every moment. At dawn, the Vaishnavas would meet there to pick flowers. Thus, Gadadhar, Gopinath, Ramai, and Srivas picked flowers and talked about Krishna. That morning, Sriman Pandit also came there. He was smiling and smiling. They all said to him, We see that you have many smiles today. Sriman Pandit replied, They do indeed have a cause. Tell us, the devotees said. Sriman Pandit said, Please hear what the cause is. Wonderful, impossible news. Nimai Pandit has become a great Vaishnava. Hearing that he had safely returned from Gaya, I went in the evening to speak with him. All his words were about renunciation of the world. He did not display even a half sesame seed of pride or arrogance. In a secluded place, he talked about the wonders he had seen in that holy place, and he also talked about Lord Krishna. When he heard the name of the holy place of the Lord's lotus footprints, he filled the place with tears from his eyes. When he said the words, "O Krishna," his every limb trembled, the hairs on them stood erect, and he fell to the ground. No sign of life was present in any limb. He was completely unconscious. Then, after some moments, he regained external vision. It was a great wonder. At the end, he called out Krishna and wept. I think his tears were like Goddess Ganga flowing in that place. The devotion I saw with my own eyes manifest was not like the devotion any human being has. When he regained external consciousness, he told everyone, "Tomorrow you should all come to Shuklambar's house. Bring Sadashiva, Murari Pandit, and I will tell you of my sufferings." Thus I have told you the very auspicious news that is the cause of my happiness. Hearing Srimad Pandit's words, the devotees made a great sound of Hari. Generous Shivas declared, "May Lord Krishna increase the numbers of our Vaishnava family." This is like the famous blessing, "May our family increase." The devotees happily talked about Lord Krishna. There arose many charming and auspicious words, and the devotees said, so be it, and everyone should worship Lord Krishna Chandra's feet. After they had finished picking flowers in this way, the devotees went to their homes to worship their deities. Srimad Pandit then went to the Ganga's bank where Shuklambar Brahmachari had his home. Having heard all this news, Gadadhar Prabhu also hurried to Shuklambar's house, thinking, I will go and hear what he says about Lord Krishna. Gadadhar went to Shuklambar's house and hid. Sadashiva, Murari, Shriman, Shuklambar, who were all followers of the path of prema, pure love for Lord Krishna, met there. Then Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of the Brahmins, came and met with the Vaishnavas. They all conversed very happily. The Lord did not manifest external vision. The moment he saw the Vaishnavas, Lord Chaitanya recited a verse describing the nature of devotional service. I found my Lord, but then he disappeared. In what direction did he go? Speaking these words, the Lord became paralyzed and fell down onto one of the pillars of the house. Embracing the pillar, the Lord said, Where is Krishna? And threw his disheveled hair to the ground. The Lord said, O Krishna. All the devotees also fell down. They were overcome with ecstatic love. Hiding in the house, Gadadhar suddenly fell unconscious. No longer did he know who he was, where he was, or what was the difference between himself and others. Everyone fell unconscious, overwhelmed by the bliss of pure love for Lord Krishna. Very surprised, Goddess Ganga smiled and laughed. After some moments, Lord Chaitanya manifested external consciousness, calling out, Krishna. He wept again and again. O Krishna, O my Lord, in what direction did you go? Again and again saying these words, he fell to the ground. Overcome with love for Lord Krishna, Sachi's son wept. The devotees around him in the four directions also wept. Even falling violently to the ground many times, the Lord's graceful limbs showed no sign of being hurt. Overcome with love for the Lord, who was actually his own self, Lord Chaitanya was not even slightly aware of external events. A great sound of kirtan arose. There was weeping and spiritual love. Shuklambar's house became filled with spiritual love. Becoming still for a moment, Lord Chaitanya sat down. A flood of bliss continued to flow from him, and the Lord asked, Who is in the house? Shuklambar Brahmachari replied, Your Gadadhar. Seeing Gadadhar weeping with his head in his hands, Lord Chaitanya became very pleased. The Lord said, Gadadhar, you're a great saint. Since your childhood, you've always been wrapped in meditation on Lord Krishna. Trying to taste what is worthless, I wasted my life. Finally, I found a priceless treasure. Then, by the fault of my past impious deeds, the treasure fled. After speaking these words, Lord Chaitanya fell to the ground. The transcendental body, meant to be worshipped by all, now rolled about in the dust. Again and again he regained external consciousness, and again he fell to the ground. By divine intervention, his nose and face were always protected when he fell. He could not open his two eyes filled with tears of love. Krishna, Krishna, were the only words he spoke with his graceful mouth. The Lord approached everyone, grasped them, wept, and asked, "Where is Krishna? Oh, my brothers, please tell me at once." Seeing the Lord, the devotees shed tears of grief. No words came to their mouths. The Lord said, "Please, break my suffering into pieces. Take me to the son of the Gopa King Nanda. Place me before him." Speaking these words, he sighed and wept again and again. He rolled on the ground. His hair was no longer bound. In this way, whole day happily passed like a single moment. Somehow the Lord bid farewell to everyone. Giradhar, Shadashiva, Srimad Pandit, Shuklambar, and the others were all filled with wonder. Whoever saw the Lord's spiritual love became speechless. After seeing this wonder, they did not return to external consciousness. They happily went to the Vaishnavas and told them everything from beginning to end. Hearing all this, the great devotees said, "Hari, Hari," and wept. Hearing of the Lord's unprecedented spiritual love, everyone became filled with wonder, and someone said, "Perhaps he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Someone else said, "Nimai Pandit is very good. He has the power to break the heads of the atheists and offenders." Someone else said, "He will reveal secret truths about Lord Krishna. This I have no doubt. I know it must be." Someone else said, "Perhaps by associating with Ishwara Puri, he saw Lord Krishna at Gaya." In these ways, the devotees happily spoke their opinions. Everyone assembled and spoke this benediction. "In truth, may Lord Krishna's mercy be on him. May it be so." Then they happily chanted the holy names of the Lord. Some sang, some danced, some wept. In this way, the devotees became joyful. Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya had entered the nectar of his own spiritual love, again manifesting external consciousness. Lord Chaitanya went to the home of Gangadas Pandit. The Lord bowed down before his teacher's feet. His teacher respectfully picked him up and embraced him. The teacher said, "Son, your life is very fortunate and glorious. Your father's and mother's families have now attained liberation. All your students are waiting for you. Even if the demigod Brahma orders them, they will not open their books. Now, you return to us all. For today, go home, and tomorrow teach." Bowing down before his teacher, Lord Chaitanya left. He was a moon surrounded on four sides by his students. He went to Sri Mukunda Sanjaya's house, entering the Chandi Mantapa, and sat down. Saintly Mukunda Sanjaya and his family felt a bliss that had no end. The Lord embraced the great soul Sanjaya. With the tears from his eyes, the Lord soaked Sanjaya's limbs. The ladies made glorious sounds. Mukunda's home was filled with bliss. After placing a merciful glance on everyone, Lord Chaitanya returned to his own home. Sitting down at the door to the Vishnu temple, he affectionately bade everyone farewell. When visitors came to speak to him, they could not understand the Lord's new nature. No one saw the pride of learned he had before. Now at every moment he was disinterested in material things. Sachi did not understand anything of her son's nature. Praying for her son's welfare, she worshipped Lord Vishnu and Goddess Ganga. She prayed, "O Lord Krishna Chandra, you took away my husband, you took away my son. I have only one relative remaining. O Lord Krishna, to me, a widow, please give this benediction. Let my Vishwambar be sane and stay at home." She made Goddess Lakshmi sit down before her son. The Lord did not like to look at her. Reciting verses, he always wept. "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" He repeated it every moment. Whenever the Lord screamed, Goddess Lakshmi fled in fear, and Sachi was also afraid. Wrapped in tasting the nectar of Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya did not sleep at night. Overcome with feelings of separation from Lord Krishna, he could not be peaceful. He stood, he fell, he sat. If he saw strangers, he would cover his new nature. At dawn he went to bathe in the Ganga. The Lord had come only to bathe in the Ganga, but his students came and sat around him. No word but Krishna came to the Lord's mouth. Students did not understand. On their request, the Lord sat down to teach the students there, saying, Hari. The students opened their books. Hearing this, Sachi's son became filled with bliss. Hearing the holy name of Lord Hari, Lord Chaitanya no longer manifested external consciousness. Then Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of the Brahmins, cast a merciful glance on everyone there. Wrapped in meditation on Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya explained that all sutras, histories, commentaries were in truth names of Lord Krishna. The holy name of Lord Krishna is eternal, exists in all phases of time. The scriptures do not describe anything but Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. Brahma, Shiva, and a host of others are all Krishna's servants. A person who leaves Lord Krishna's feet and talks about other things wastes his life. His words are all lies. The Agamas, Vedanta, philosophy books, and all scriptures together declare devotion to Lord Krishna's feet is the greatest treasure. Teachers bewildered by Maya avoid devotion to Krishna and walk instead on a different path. A person who, in his heart, does not like to call out Lord Krishna's names like Krishna, the all-attractive, Karuna Saraga, ocean of mercy, Jagadjivana, the life of the worlds, Sevaka Vatsal, affectionate to his servants, Nandagopa Nandana, the son of Nandagopa, may study all the scriptures. But the destination he awaits is not good. A person may be poor and lowly. He may have many faults, but if he chants Lord Krishna's holy name, he will certainly go to Lord Krishna's spiritual abode. This is the teaching of all the scriptures. Whoever doubts this will suffer. A person who rejects the worship of Lord Krishna and busies himself with discoursing on the scriptures is very lowly and degraded. He does not understand the scriptures' heart. He does not know the scripture's heart, but still he teaches. He's like a donkey beaten as it carries a burden. Although he hears and reads the scriptures, he's burned to ashes. He's cheated of the great festival of love for Krishna. Lord Krishna gave liberation to Putana. Even though Lord Krishna is like that, these persons reject him and meditate on someone else. Lord Krishna gave liberation to Aghasura. To attain what great pleasure do people renounce glorifying Lord Krishna? A person who will not chant Lord Krishna's holy name, a name that purifies the worlds, must suffer. That is his fate. A person who will not sing Lord Krishna's holy name and dance, a holy name that makes Brahma and the demigods wild in a great festival of bliss, creates for himself an inauspicious future. Persons intoxicated by wealth, learning, aristocratic family, do not understand the holy name of Lord Krishna, a name that rescued Ajamil. Oh, my brothers, please listen. My words are the truth. Please worship the priceless treasure that's the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Goddess Lakshmi yearns to serve those feet. Lord Shiva is a pure servant of those feet. From those feet, Goddess Ganga was manifested. Oh, my brothers, please aspire to serve those lotus feet. Who in Navadvip has the power to come here and break my words into pieces? Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is eloquent words personified. Whatever he says is the truth. Bewildered and enthralled, the students listened with a single heart. Overcome with emotion, the Lord spoke the real truth. Speaking eloquent commentaries, Lord Chaitanya explained that every word of the scriptures means Lord Krishna is the supreme truth. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord himself, so this was not at all surprising. After some moments, Lord Chaitanya returned to external consciousness. Embarrassed, he said nothing more. The Lord asked, "How did I explain the sutras today?" The students replied, we did not understand anything. You said that every word in the scriptures means Krishna. Who is qualified to understand your commentaries? Laughing, Lord Chaitanya said, Please hear, O my brothers. For today, tie up your books. We will go and bathe in the Ganga. On the Lord's words, they all tied up their books. Accompanied by Lord Chaitanya, they went to bathe in the Ganga. Lord Chaitanya played in the Ganga's waters. He was like a full moon rising from the ocean. The very saintly people of Nadia gazed at Lord Chaitanya as he played in the Ganga's waters, thus manifesting the form of a Brahman, a form of Brahma, and the demigods yearned to see, Brahma and the demigods yearned to see, the Supreme Personality of Godhead enjoyed pastimes in the water. All who came to bathe at the Ganga gazed at Lord Chaitanya's face. People said to each other, The father and mother of such a son must be very glorious and fortunate. The Lord's touch filled Goddess Ganga with happiness. The goddess happily made many waves. On the pretext of making waves, Goddess Ganga danced. Goddess Ganga is a maidservant of Lord Chaitanya's feet that gave birth to countless universes. Goddess Ganga surrounded the Lord on 4 sides. On the pretext of many waves, she embraced him. Only the Vedas know the heart of these pastimes. In the end, all the pastimes will be revealed in the Puranas. After bathing, Lord Chaitanya went home, and his students also went to their homes. The Lord changed his clothes, washed his feet, and watered Tulsi Devi. He properly worshipped the deity of Lord Govinda, and then sat down to eat. Mother Sachi brought in the splendid food with Tulsi manjaris and placed it before him. After first offering it to Lord Vishnu, who is the master of endless universes, ate. Sachi, the mother of the world, sat down before him. Staying somewhere in the house, Goddess Lakshmi, very devoted to her husband, gazed at him. Mother Sachi said, Son, from what book did you lecture today? With whom did you debate? The Lord replied, Today I lectured about Krishna's eternal holy name, lotus feet, qualities, and abode. Chanting and hearing Lord Krishna's holy names and qualities is an eternal activity. The persons who become Lord Krishna's servants are also eternal. Scriptures that describe devotion to Lord Krishna are eternal. Scriptures that talk of other things are worthless and filled with offenses. This is described in the following words of Mahabharata Aswamedha Parva. Even if the demigod Brahma personally recites it, one should not hear any Purana or any other scripture that does not describe devotional service to Lord Hari. A Chandala who chants Krishna is not a Chandala. A Brahmin who walks on the wrong path is not a Brahmin. Assuming the mood of Lord Kapila, Lord Chaitanya spoke these words to his mother. He said, Listen, O mother. Devotion to Lord Krishna is very powerful. O mother, you should love Lord Krishna completely. O mother, a servant of Lord Krishna never perishes. Seeing a devotee of Lord Krishna, the wheel of time himself becomes afraid. O mother, the servants of Lord Krishna do not know anything of the sufferings of life in the womb or the sufferings of death. Lord Krishna is the Father of the universe. A son who does not honor his father, and indeed hates him and thinks of him as an enemy, suffers in hell birth after birth. O mother, please give some thought to this. Please listen. A spirit soul who does not worship Lord Krishna creates for himself an inauspicious future. Again and again he dies. Again and again he must live in a womb. According to his previous sins, he attains different kinds of bodies. When his mother eats spicy, bitter, or salty foods, the child in the womb suffers greatly. He's surrounded by worms that eat the flesh of his body. He has no power to stop them. He's tortured by flames. He cannot move. He is trapped in a burning cage. Because of his past deeds, there he must live. Some very sinful souls are not even born. Again and again they're born in the womb, and within the womb they also die. Oh, mother, please listen. Please listen to the truth about the spirit soul. After 7 months in the womb, the soul becomes conscious. He remembers his past sufferings. Sighing, he prays to Lord Krishna, and the soul prays, O Krishna, O life, Lord of all the souls in the world, please save me. Without you, there is only suffering. The soul prays, O Lord, please allow me to leave this place. O Lord, please give me an easy death. Why must Maya bewilder me? Birth after birth, I tried to taste the false nectar of wealth and sons. I did not worship your priceless feet. Where did the children I raised to be pious go? They left because of my karma. How will I reach the farther shore of this ocean of sufferings? You're my only friend. Please deliver me. Now I know that your feet are the eternal truth. O Lord Krishna, please save me. I take shelter of you. Rejecting a master like you, a master like a kalpavriksha tree, I made a great mistake. I became a madman. I walked on the wrong path. It is right that you punish me in this way. Still, O Lord, please be merciful to me. Please be merciful and give me the boon that I will never forget you. Give me that. And why should I not take birth in any place at all? Why should I not die? The Vaishnavas do not descend to this world in any place where your glories are not chanted. I do not wish to go to any place where your festivals are not celebrated, even if that place is Indraloka.